I want to tell you why these little Chinese mini diggers are so awesome for places like this if you're out in the woods. If you need to trench electrical, water, anything through the forest, do you want to use a big old tractor with a backhoe? Do you want to use a skid steer? How many trees would you have to take out to make it through there? Well, this machine's only 36 inches wide. So let me show you why this is the ideal tool for jobs like this. So there's some great uses for a little baby excavator. You might think it's too wimpy to do anything, but for stuff like this, it's amazing. So if you need to make some trails in the woods, I didn't take down a single tree in this forest. So we're out here in southeastern Oklahoma and we're building cabins. There's people building cabins all over the place. And on our property, we have a transformer. Well, the power needs to come from here, from this junction box and transformer. Now we've got it trenched over to our place, right over here. But there's another cabin through the woods and they need to get to it. So I'm going to use my little Chinese mini digger and I'm going to come through the woods here. The plan is through the woods. Now imagine doing this with a tractor. How many trees would you have to, a backhoe, how many trees would you have to take out, or a big digger? So I'm going to trench through here and over to that cabin right through the tree. So from right here, anybody could dig through that. But to make it through those trees without taking them all out, man, you need a small machine. So using the rake and the dozer blade through the woods, I can have a path cleared, which will make it really easy to dig the trench when I put the 8-inch bucket on it. I just wanted to get all the debris out of the way. But take a look at that trail. So if you need to make some trails in the woods, I didn't take down a single tree in this forest on this whole way through, a few hundred feet. Well, but I've made a nice little trail. So out here where we're at, southeastern Oklahoma, yesterday saw cottonmouth. Last weekend saw 2. There's copperheads and cottonmouth water moccasins all around here. We're by the creek. So I carry my sidearm. I've got a Judge with some 410 shot in it. So in case I move something and some creepy crawly tries to come at me, because those cottonmouths can be aggressive, I'm prepared. So FYI, lots of bug spray too. But I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna do one more pass on this little trail here. And then maybe next weekend or the weekend after, we'll come through here with that 8-inch bucket and we'll dig a trench so they can drop the electric. I've got another one to do on the other side of the driveway to bring water into the cabin. And yeah, so there's some great uses for a little baby excavator. You might think it's too wimpy to do anything, but for stuff like this, it's amazing. So I made a pass through all the way from the electrical box down to the cabin and then came back. And we cleared a path all the way down. Looks like the excavator grabbed a bunch of vines. Very, very thorny vines. So that's much better that it grabs them than they get stuck on me. So let me show you my path and what this thing did through the woods. That's so much better than taking a backhoe or skid steer, something really big and wide, right through the woods. All the trees are still intact, and the machine went right through. So there is a big, big plus to having a little baby excavator. Next phase is dig the trench. Last weekend, Carrie was walking around with a propane torch, burning some of the vines and some of the thorns and such around here. And she came up to this pile of wood, pretty small pile, like no big deal, right? And she's torching and a cottonmouth jumps at her, like she was right here. And that snake, take a look at this picture. So that jumped out at Carrie while she was torching. She screamed. I come running over, and yeah, he's not here anymore. So another great use for the excavator is with that rake we can pick up stuff like that, the debris in the woods, and we don't have to worry about copperheads and cottonmouths and reaching down with our hands or kicking them and pissing the snake off. So little quick project today, but I've proved that the little Chinese mini excavator is really good at going through small spaces in the trees. So I didn't really think much about it, but if I had some trails to make, this thing with a rake on the front would be one of the perfect tools for that. I mean, it'll take a while because it goes 1 mile per hour, but you just creep through the woods and you don't have to take out any big trees. So I've got a buddy with some property. He wants to make a trail. I'm going to see if I can go over there with my little baby X and go make some trails for him. So besides that, have yourself a great day. Next time we come out, hopefully I'll be able to dig that trench when they're ready for me. I've already got the groundwork laid. I can make it through, no problem. I might make a different path because I don't want to dig up big roots for those big trees. So I might swing wide, run a little extra wire, which costs a little more, but keep those big trees intact in their root system. So anyway, have yourself a great day and enjoy your time in the trees. This beautiful cabin out here in the woods. I had to get electric here somehow. So we already have the driveway built. So what do we need to do? Well, the only option that they had was to trench through the woods. So now there's a random, looks like a road where they had run the electric and the water, and there's just a clearing straight there to the electrical boxes.